Call Nancy.
Huh?
Call her. It's time to go. Hello, hey, hi. How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. As I always say to my returning subscribers or to whoever's new here, come inside, get cozy, get comfortable, get situated. Like I always say, we keep it light, we keep it fresh, but we keep it real. So I know it's a topic that's literally saturated everywhere. Everybody's talking about mental health. Everybody's talking about leveling up, upgrading, and it's good, but we haven't spoken about it here. So as you've noticed from the preceding video that I've put out, we are focusing on a 3-part series. So the first one being growing or leveling up spiritually. That's the previous one. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it up here somewhere. I'll link it up there. And then obviously the one to follow, which will be the final one, which our focus will be, is emotional upgrading our emotional state of mind. And today we're focusing on the mental health. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Let's go. So the first step to leveling up in our life is by taking control of our thoughts, because our thoughts shape our reality. And so it's so important when it comes to positive thinking, because we want to adopt a mindset where we just think positive, think uplifting, be upbuilding to ourselves. And when we take control of our thoughts, we're better equipped to make better decisions and to take actions in achieving goals that we set for ourselves. We'll also be able to handle challenges a lot better and bounce back from any setbacks that we experience on a daily basis. Let's move on to our second tip. So our second tip is to get organized. Now, when it comes to mental health, it can be so easy to get overwhelmed. Too many responsibilities can just lead to stress, and it just takes us away from our sense of purpose. So to keep our mental health clear, we need to simplify. And one way to start simplifying is by decluttering. You can also go digital with documents or emails or photos that you have on your computer. You can also get rid of excess stuff. And by getting rid of excess stuff, you just create more space for things that truly matter to you. Another way to simplify our life is to make conscious decisions when it comes to commitments or obligations that we take on. Just be honest with yourself, because you're investing a lot of time and energy, and sometimes you'll just need to learn to say no. I know it's not easy, especially I'm one to talk, but sometimes when something isn't a priority, you just need to say no. So learning how to prioritize our time will help us to declutter in this area of our life. Let's move on to the third tip. You'd be surprised by how much our lives are actually consumed by technology. And it's a huge distraction. I mean, for some people, it's even an addiction. So if you find that you can't enjoy time with family or with friends, or even with yourself, why not challenge yourself and just unplug? Just unplug for a while. It doesn't have to be for too long if you have FOMO when it comes to things like that. But you know what? Just try to detox from that, or just detach yourself from that for a while, just to reconnect with yourself. I've mentioned this in videos before, where sometimes we consume so much, we even start doing these things subconsciously, and we don't know where to draw the line. And so by doing that, we invite our minds to wander into other areas where we can spend our time, or other things that we can do to consume our time, instead of being on our phones or on our PCs or whatever device we're using. Just take a detox. It really does help. So the fourth tip I have is a social audit. Now, I've covered this before, and if you're the type of person who entertains negative Nancys in your life, or you find negative Nancy being part of your group, it's time to go. Call Nancy.
Huh?
Call her. It's time to go. Now, if you find that these types of people seem to be all around you, then just distance yourself. Or for a more radical or more dramatic approach, cut them off. And I know that it does sound radical, but sometimes we need to accept that we just grow as people. And not everybody is going to be part of that journey. They're either going to be building you up or breaking you down. And if that person is not building you up, then sometimes we do have to take the dramatic approach. You don't have to be around that person 24/7. For whatever reason, we grow and people change, and that's normal. And it's also normal for some friendships or some relationships to evolve with time, just as it's normal for some relationships to dissolve. So we shouldn't feel bad about cutting off people that are slowing us down in our life. I'm all for that. I'm all for decluttering. I'm all for spring cleaning. Like I said previously in other videos, I choose my circle, and I'm very intentional, or strict rather, about who I hang around, because that ultimately contributes to my mental health. And if they are negative, then eventually I will become negative. So when it comes to that, to decluttering, you want to keep it squeaky clean, keep it pristine. Let's move on. So our fifth tip is to filter what we hear. So a big part of leveling up is managing what we feed our brain, because our thoughts become our feelings, and our feelings lead to actions, and our actions lead to outcomes or results. So I want to carefully select the content I consume, because at the end that will result in certain feelings, and those feelings will determine the quality of my life. So I'm currently obsessed with podcasts, and I have a few that I've been listening to, one being, well, three that I'm listening to on a regular basis. And those three being Happier with Gretchen Rubin. I love that one. A new one that I've added to my list is the Good Co podcast. I'll actually link them down below. And the other one is the Boundaries.me podcast. Those are my top three. Those are my go-to. So that means when I'm cleaning, or when I'm cooking, or whatever chores I'm doing, whatever I'm doing where I'm able to multitask, that's my background. It's playing in my background. It's building me up. It's conditioning my mind in a positive direction. But just make it a goal for yourself. If you're a person who maybe podcast is not your thing. I just find it convenient for me because, like I said, I can multitask. But it's also about what I feed my mind. And that's very important, because I'm not really a Netflix person. You know what? I'm not even a Netflix person at all. I don't have Netflix. So if that's your thing, by all means, go crazy. But TV is just not my thing. I am a music person, or I listen to podcasts. If I'm going to watch something, then I'll watch something with the habanero or whatever it is. It's not that I'm boring, but we just have different activities or different methods of entertainment. And I happen to like podcasts. But like I said, I will link them down below. I have to just put it out there that the Good Co is new. So if you're looking for something to binge, especially if you're in the corporate environment, then Good Co is for you. Like I said, I'll add the links to each podcast in my description box below, and you can go check it out, and you can drop comments and tell me what you think about them. But I don't want to give too much away, but I am enjoying the Good Co. That I will say. But I enjoy all three of them for different reasons, for different areas. So like I said, it's all about positive vibes and conditioning my mind and controlling what I feed my mind with. And so, that being said, let's move on. So tip number 6 is to live with intention. Now, to live with intention means making thoughtful choices rather than impulsive ones. Now, I like to assess what's really important to me, and I try to live my life according to my beliefs and my values and things that I put priority on. This refers not only to huge decisions that I make in my life, but also to the mundane, everyday type of decisions. So my final tip for maturing mentally is just by being a better human being, not for any grand reason, but simply because you can. Why not make life enjoyable for the next person with no boomerang effect? And by that I mean no expectation. Don't even think twice about it. Just make it a genuine practice. Why? Because pleasant events can lead to positive emotions that can cancel out negative thoughts. So keep it small, one at a time. We don't want a complete overhaul. Basically, the idea is to engineer our environment, to train our brain. And so I want to close off by a quote by Andrina Sawyer, which says, "Guard your heart, your mind, and your time, because those 3 things will determine the health of everything else in your life." Thank you, Andrina Sawyer, for that quote. And that's it, honey, in a nutshell. That's today's video. So I hope that you found this beneficial. Like I hope for all my videos that I put out there, that it's educational in a way that we can apply to our lives, because it's practical advice, it's practical tips, it's practical help, ideas that I have found that worked for me that I hope will in turn work for you. So please, like I always invite you, tell me what you think about today's episode. How do you feel about mental health? Is this a topic that you'd like us to get or sort of delve into a little bit more profoundly? Do you want to discuss this in more detail? Are there other areas of mental health that you think we should cover? Comment down in the section below. Whatever tips you have on mental growth, put that in the comments below too. I'm always open to your comments. I love sharing, and I'd like you to share with me. So I'm always going to encourage you to get active in the comment section down below. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing that now, and ring the notification bell so that you can be alerted for every video that I put out there. My next video, which is the final part of the series, is on emotional health. So you want to look out for that one. If you haven't watched the previous one, it's linked in this video somewhere. If not, you just have to go to my videos, to my playlist, and you'll find it in there. But again, I really do appreciate all your support, to everybody who has been so loyal. Thank you so much. I know that it's not as deep as some people would like it to be, but like I said, whatever it is that you want to hear next, or if there are topics that you would like me to cover on this channel, you can DM me in my Instagram, you can email me, or you can comment in the comment section down below, whichever you choose. So thank you again so much. I hope you have a good day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Enjoy that. Be safe, be mindful, be content, and be blissful. I'll see you soon.